About a month ago, there was a story in the headlines about a Spanish teacher who got into a little bit of trouble for showing an explicit movie to her students. This was Sheila Kearns, and the story continued. The recent update is that she has been sentenced to 90 days behind bars because she disseminated matter harmful to juveniles. Now, she showed this movie over 5 periods, okay? And she had claimed in her defense that she had never seen the movie before. But by the time you get to the 5th period, you've seen the movie. So what is the movie that got her into so much trouble? It's The ABCs of Death. And the movie, The ABCs of Death, consists of 26 chapters, each depicting some form of grisly death and representing a letter of the alphabet, such as E is for exterminate, O is for orgasm, and T is for toilet. So you get the sense that this movie is obviously not appropriate for students. Their ages range from 14 to 18. And she got caught after an assistant principal walked into the room and saw it. And she apparently freaked out and tried to turn it off, but then it paused at a part that was disastrous.
Right, and they confiscated it and then they turned it in, and it all leads to this.
Yes.
So let's establish a couple of things up front. She's guilty of showing them the movie when she shouldn't have, no question, okay? In a general sense, okay? I don't mean in a criminal sense. So she says, well, I didn't watch the movie, so I didn't know. Well, then you're also at fault, okay? Because you just showed it to 5 different classes and you didn't bother watching it. And you showed a movie that is called The ABCs of Death without watching it to high school kids.
Yeah.
There's no excuse for it. She should obviously be fired.
Yeah.
Okay, absolutely. It's at best gross negligence.
Exactly,
Okay.
yeah. And also, look, a lot of teachers do this, right, where they don't feel like teaching the class, so they'll just show a movie to shut everyone up. But, I mean, you're teaching a Spanish class. Showing them a movie with Spanish subtitles is not teaching a Spanish class. Just putting it out there. So even if it was like a totally fine, even if you were showing them Barney with Spanish subtitles, it's still inappropriate. Do your job.
Right. And the jury said, look, even if she didn't know it by the first time she showed it, she should have known by the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, or the 5th time she showed the movie. Yeah. Right. Now, all that notwithstanding, there's no way she should go to jail.
90 days. She's already been sentenced. 90 days.
You're going to put her in jail? That's crazy. That's crazy. They say, one of the witnesses said the kids in the class went crazy.
Yeah. The students said the movie was, quote, disturbing, and said students in the class went crazy while watching it.
What did they go? No, yeah, of course they're kids. They're 14, 18-year-olds. Yes, it's disturbing. Yes, I'm sure they laughed, and I'm sure they were revolted, and they had all those different things, as they should have. It's just, you know, it's not a movie appropriate for their age, okay? You fire her. You fire her. We're totally on board for that. Putting her in prison, what are you doing? For what? Well, like the kids' brains have been corrupted forever. Dude, they're 14 to 18. They're already on the internet. Who are you kidding?
It's absurd that this is a criminal offense, right? That she's being treated like a criminal. And by the way, the reason why she got 90 days behind bars is because the judge had recommended 3 years of probation. And as a condition of her probation, she had to serve 90 days behind bars.
3 years of probation for what? She's already fired. She's gonna go find random kids, be like, here, come watch this tape.
I mean, look, she's not a threat to society. She made a bad decision, but this woman is not going to cause harm to society. She's not going to violently harm. That's the thing. People should serve time behind bars for violent crimes, okay? That wasn't a violent crime. I mean, the movie might have been a little violent, but it was a lapse of judgment. It was negligent on her part. She should be fired. The fact that she's going to serve time behind bars is amazing.
She's a 58-year-old woman. She's not going to go stalk kids to show them movies. She was just being lazy, okay? Yeah. That's why she should be fired. But we over-criminalize everything in this country, man. We're nuts. You can't... We're almost as bad as the Gulf states. I mean, you look at somebody the wrong way, you're either going to prison or they're going to shoot you.
Well, Ohio does have, or is one of the states that has the most private prisons. So I don't know how much that plays a role, but we do over-criminalize people because there are companies and corporations that stand to profit by us throwing them in prison.
Let her go in both ways. Let her go from her job and let her go out of prison.